For me personally, some of the lessons that I've learned personally as I went through is I had seen failure as a bad thing.
Mhm.
Like if I didn't reach that
Yeah.
goal, if I hadn't done what I had planned out, I didn't finish my to-do list, I saw failure as a very bad thing. And once I started embracing growth and truly wanting to have a higher purpose for myself, I was more willing to fail and realize it was growth. I was willing
Mhm.
to not do it perfectly because I was like, okay, now I've learned how not to do it. Now that's one less way for me to try to get to that end point. And that was the most powerful and learning experience for myself. What I've seen in my
Yeah.
clients is very, very similar. I am
Mhm.
dealing with a lot of clients that are perfectionists. I am dealing with clients who, right, that don't want not only to let themselves down, but they didn't want to let their kids down. They didn't want to let their friends down. They did. And so we're dealing with a lot of people pleasers that always wanted to make it good for everyone else. And we are in the background with these empty tanks and nothing to give ourselves. And so
Yeah.
what I've seen for my clients is actually just learning how to love themselves before they can
Mhm.
like dig into their purpose, is realizing that it's okay to love yourself. It's okay to take care of your needs. It's okay to focus on yourself. And those are kind of the things that we start with before we start going in, because it's that perfectionist of making sure everyone is taken care of, everyone is fed, everyone has what they need for the next day, and we get what's left over. And it's like, oh,
Mhm.
it can be different. You can be that first box to say, do I have what I need for me?
Yeah. And if you're not full yourself, what are you really giving to those around you? So it's a really great point that you make. And I always use the analogy, I like the fact that you used an empty tank. If you yourself are incomplete, what you're pouring, first of all, is incomplete, but you're wasting away way more quickly. And at some point you're giving from an empty cup, there's nothing in it, but you're still working so hard to pour something from a cup where there's nothing there.
Yes.
You have to fill up. And so, like you have to take a step back and say, what do I need? And so this is a really beautiful process. And I think a lot of the empty nesters that I've spoken to, and that I don't coach with empty nesters, but just in speaking with them, have kind of realized that the purpose and where they've been giving all of their energy is there. And now it's like, well, what do I give to you? And it's like, now you can fill yourself up.
Yes.
This is the time.
You know, it's interesting. I
Yeah.
love to use analogies, and I think about us moms that have been driving around in a minivan and our empty, like our gas tank light is just like beeping, 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 beeping. And it's kind of like the first time for us to realize, what am I doing? You know,
Mhm.
and we can go to the gas station and we can fill up, and we can start filling up with surrounding ourselves with other people that are like-minded, that have growth mindsets, that can kind of pour into us until
Mhm.
we create our own fuel, you know. And
Yeah.
sometimes that's what we need to fill our tank, is other people pouring love, pouring affirmations, pouring acceptance into us. And all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, you know. And it's like these additives that we can put in our fuel tank to make the engine run even smoother. Like all of a sudden we start finding additives that our engine just starts running, and we
Yeah.
start getting more and more motivated. But we've lived so long on this just go, 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 go. And our tank is just like, help, I'm going to run